Hello everyone, welcome to BTech Creations. In this video, I am going to dictate modes of propagation. Yes, in this video, I am not going to write anything, I am just going to dictate the points I prepared for my antenna and waveguide propagation exam. Okay, so this belongs to 6th module, I think so. It's modes of propagation. Just hear it, just hear this, what I'm dictating, and if you have time, just write it down. Okay. You can use this for last minute revision. You can just hear it, and I'm going to continue. And I'm starting with modes of propagation. So the first one is ground wave propagation or surface wave propagation. For frequency up to 2 MHz, this propagation is important. So ground wave propagation or surface wave propagation is used for frequency up to 2 MHz. Just listen to the points. Low frequency, high wavelength to reduce attenuation. Ground wave propagation or surface wave propagation have low frequency, high wavelength. It has low frequency. Of course, it should have high wavelength to reduce attenuation. The next point is it exists when transmitting and receiving antenna are very close to Earth's surface. I told it has low frequency, right? So since it has low frequency, it cannot travel in long direction. So what? It exists when traveling and when traveling and receiving antenna are very close to Earth's surface, Earth's curvature, because attenuation is very high. So transmitting and receiving antenna should be very close to each other. It suffers attenuation while propagating along the surface of the Earth. Energy propagated from transmitting antenna to receiving antenna is near to the Earth's surface and is termed as ground wave propagation. So the energy which is propagated from one antenna, from transmitting antenna to receiving antenna is near to the Earth's surface and hence it is termed as ground wave. Why it's termed as ground wave? Because the signals, the energy is just propagating just above the surface of the ground. Okay, energy propagated from transmitting to receiving antenna just near to the Earth's surface. Hence it is called ground wave. Now for a ground reflected wave, signal arriving at receiver gets reflected from the surface of the Earth. Now the ground reflected wave signal arriving at the receiver gets reflected from the surface of the Earth. Hence it is used for short range communication. So where are the applications of ground wave propagation, which is also called as surface wave propagation? Its applications are mainly used in television and radio broadcasting. It's mainly used for television and radio broadcasting. So what are the advantages of large wavelength? Large wavelength signal bend around the obstruction more effectively. Now the ground wave propagation is over. Now to skywave propagation. The electromagnetic wave reached the receiving point after reflections from ionosphere. The electromagnetic waves reach the receiving point after reflection from ionosphere, hence called ionospheric wave propagation. This propagation is important for frequencies between 2 to 30 MHz. We told ground wave exists till 2 MHz, and now from 2 to 30 MHz we are having skywave propagation. This propagation is important for frequencies between 2 to 30 MHz. Provides communication over long distances. Skywave, we told what? Surface wave propagation, what is the problem? In surface wave propagation, the antennas should be close to each other. Transmitting and receiving antennas are close to each other. Why? It's low frequency, so it cannot radiate to long directions. But here, in skywave propagation, it provides communication over long distances. Also known as point-to-point propagation or point-to-point communication. Now, what are the applications used in communication over long distances? Or global communication is possible. So that's what skywave propagation is. Higher the frequency, longer the range, less the wavelength. Now we are moving to space wave propagation. The wave reaches the receiving point after reflection from tropospheric region. I'm repeating the point once again. Space wave propagation. The waves reach the receiving point after reflections from tropospheric region, hence known as tropospheric wave propagation. See students, unlike sky wave propagation, both ground wave propagation and space wave propagation suffers reflection. Ground wave propagation suffers reflection from the ground surface, from the earth's surface, while a space wave propagation suffers reflection from tropospheric region. Okay, so the wave reaches a receiving point after reflection from tropospheric regions. Hence, space wave propagation is also known as tropospheric wave propagation. For frequencies above 30 megahertz, so till 2 megahertz we are having ground wave propagation. From 2 to 30 sky wave propagation, and from 30 to above we are having space wave propagation. The signal at the receiving point is a combination of both direct and indirect rays. It provides the signal, I'll repeat the point once again. The signal at the receiving point is a combination of both direct and indirect rays. It provides communication over long distances with very high frequency, ultra high frequency and medium wave frequency. So which all frequencies? It provides communication over long distances with the help of very high frequency, ultra high frequency and medium wave frequency. It's also known as line of sight propagation. So space wave propagation is known as line of sight propagation. Now what are the applications? Space wave propagation is used in satellite communication. And second one is it controls radio traffic between a ground station and a satellite. So I told it's a space wave propagation is used in satellite communication. Okay, when we say about satellite communication, we know that to control satellite we need a ground station. So the first point is the space wave propagation is used in satellite communication, and second point it controls radio traffic between a ground station and a satellite. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to Beta Creations. Thank you for watching.